I think we'll see more real engagement actually happening, and this whole thinking that it's engagement when it's really broadcasting will eventually go away, and we'll start seeing really more engagement as more people get involved. That's my hope. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not. Social media might completely change by the time it happens, by the time whatever the next phase is, right? I mean,
by the time the recruiters understand social media will change into the next step.
Yeah. We really don't have that much right now. It seems like it's overwhelming, but it's not. Look at, for example, job boards, right? There are some obviously big ones worldwide, and in some countries some that you would expect are big are not, and there are local ones in those countries that are even bigger. And there's a few that are really big, but there's thousands of them. In social media, we don't have that many. You know, we've got Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and maybe about 190, 200 maybe other different destinations, but that's not thousands. So we're not really there yet. Imagine what's going to continue to happen is that we'll have more Facebooks and more LinkedIns and more Twitters that are all going to start, and they're all have, you know, and they're, well, technically YouTube is also a social media channel. Blogs are social media channels. So the next generation of whatever information sharing in Web 3.0 is going to be coming down the pipes, right? Which may be tomorrow or a year from
Changing
now,
our
or
world
not at
again,
all, right? It's just simply going to add to the complexity. So you're going to have no choice but to go to people that are experts at making sense out of all of this, to give them, you know, help, get their help to figure it out.
Okay. National experience, when you visited the different places, recruiters that sit in different international locations should be aware of that.
Oh, sure.
You saw that are different or that can help
I think there's an assumption in some countries that America or the U.S. is ahead, and I don't believe that that's necessarily true. I think that in some countries, mobile has moved much faster than in the United States, and that the type of the population that I might want to go after is already using it in other parts of the world, whereas here in the U.S. there's not sufficient numbers yet using mobile in the ways that it might be used elsewhere.
So you see mobile as
mobile is going to be a monstrous issue and maybe stronger I would look to other parts of the world perhaps for ideas about how mobile might be used better or differently than it currently is.
We've talked for years about how you're supposed to build up a talent pool or a talent community. You're supposed to have people waiting in a pipeline, waiting in the wings, so that when you want to hire someone, they're there waiting to go. You've already been in touch with them. We talked about that for years, but almost no one was ever doing that. That was just something we talked about. It was just an idea. I always ask questions after conferences. I said, well, who's doing that? And everyone always told me no one. Maybe they had one example, but now with social media and Facebook and everything else, LinkedIn and Twitter, people are building up these communities of people who they are supposedly keeping in touch with, and then when there's a job ready, the person hopefully already knows about the company, they've decided if they like or don't like the company, they've decided what a job there's all about, and then there's already kind of a fit, and it's easier to kind of bring them on board.